You're recording there. Actually, start recording here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 667. I'm Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have the lovely Matt, who's very happy and excited to be here. And he's giving me this, like...
Thrilled.
Yes. Serial killer stare through the Skype machine. Thank you, Skype, for not going down yet. And also have Diecast. You guys were both out last week, right?
I was out. Yeah,
was Matt out?
I was here.
Matt was here. Was there somebody else out? I thought somebody... Rob?
No, I think I made it last week.
Rob was here. No. Remember, Matt was here last week because he went on that mute tirade about me having the second wave of Seacons.
Right. Yes, that's right.
Beautiful content.
Yeah, it was the episode when we were talking about Beast Wars stuff that he didn't make.
Also, I'm Chris, and while I'm here introducing myself, I just want to say, like, between the two of them, I would much more peg Diecast as being the serial killer than Matt.
I'd just like to say that's probably not accurate.
Well, of course you would say that.
I agree with Diecast.
That's the first thing a serial killer would say.
No, no, never mind. Like, I totally believe Matt has the ability to turn it on and off, and if he needed or wanted to kill somebody, I'm certain that he could. But I agree. But I don't think he would. But there's a difference between that and a serial killer. Exactly. Well, I don't think he would. Like my brother.
Matt does have an unlimited supply of Sharkticons. I mean, yes. So he's got.
Well, he's got somewhere to take the body.
Like,
then.
yeah, like if something happened and my brother needed to do something like that, I have no doubt that he could. But he is, usually not hurting people, but he could.
Usually not.
Okay. So Diecast is the one I would expect to be the revealed later to be a serial killer. Like somebody gets into his crawl space and just makes a gruesome discovery. Matt's the person who I know I could count on if like I had to go exact bloody vengeance on someone. He's the first person I would call to be in my action movie team.
My brother Steve, my friend Ricky, like even Dusty in the chat. Maybe I think Dusty's too nice, but if I needed somebody to like break a bone, he's most likely to do it since he's a giant. Like we talk about Rob being a giant. Dusty makes both Robs. Dusty makes like 2 of both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Dusty's a giant. Dusty's a legit giant.
I think Matt is our Garak.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that fits perfectly with my assessment too.
Yes, that works. Okay, so Don and Rob all here.
Yeah, I'm Quark.
No, you're not.
Rom, there's worse things to be.
You're more Rom than Quark.
No.
You even sound like him. No.
Well, I'm Quark and Diecast is Odo. That's probably the way it would work out.
Oh no, Diecast is Odo.
No, Diecast is also Rom. I'm kidding. I'm Rom too. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so hey,
boy, that was a weird introduction.
I am Romicus.
He's Damar. Before Damar got cool.
Let's just leave the intro segment behind and pretend that never happened.
Yeah.
Well, at least we know the RFC Mini has at least 3 ROMs. It's important.
Yes, that's true. Hey, so in these troubled times,
I get that reference.
In these troubled times, you could still help some people out. We have our full-time Toy Detectives campaign on Patreon at patreon.com/tfradio. We're doing extra news, blogs, podcasts, and such. It's important. It's important to help out people and make things happen. Now that Chris and Rob are patreons of the podcast, and it's now a major source of income. Help them out. Help us out. Patreon.com/tfradio.
And help us help you.
Help us help you. Patreon.com/tfradio. Also, join us at our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. That is exclusively, more or less, how we interact with their fans during the live streams. Because we have a live stream going on at, Twitch, and which nobody ever looks at. Periscope, which a lot of people look at. And, of course, YouTube and Facebook. Just a nice way for everybody to get together and chat. You don't even have to install anything. Go to tfradio.net/Discord. It's pretty awesome. Don is the Tiger King. Oh, my God, yes. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm going to sit here and play with my robot.
Yeah. Oh, that's what everybody's watching right now on Netflix, and it is amazing.
Oh, that documentary about that crazy guy?
Yes. Yeah. He loves cats. Yep.
Well, I love cats. My cat doesn't love me. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so let's see here. What else we got going on? I'm going to have an interview that I'm going to post next week with maybe late this weekend with Aaron Archer. Had basically wanted to speak with him in respect to Power Core Combiners and for an upcoming podcast. And like, hey, while we're here, let's just do an interview. So that'll be its own RFC Extra that gets posted next week. We're also recording It's a Dawn Deal tomorrow night, which is Thursday the 26th at about 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll be broadcast live exclusively to our Patreon at patreon.com/TFradio, as well as our Discord at tfradio.net/Discord. So you can be in either, you can chat along, you can comment, you can ask questions. It's a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that one. I posted a new episode of my podcast with my friend Wendy at briankilby.com. How was your weekend? That was posted this weekend. That was a lot of fun. Also at briankilby.com, I have a virus concert. You know, it's not a virus. You can click on it and watch it. But I did a live stream concert on Facebook and Periscope for all the listeners of my Happy Daily podcast. And last check, I think like 600 people watched it, which is pretty good. It's more than I expected. So, yeah, it's definitely worth watching. It's at briankilby.com if you want to check it out, or at facebook.com/happydayinwilkes. It's right there. It's pretty good. And, yeah, so Rodman Supreme is asking, was it a Corona party? Kind of. That was sort of the, like all these musicians are posting live stream concerts. I'm like, hey, I'll do that too. It's really easy. A lot of fun. I played guitar, sort of. And last week was our RFC 666 episode. And we had a lot of great feedback on that. We're trying to keep things light with all the stuff going on in the world. So I think we're going to continue that vibe this week. And I also want to welcome to the show Mr. John DeLuna, who just joined us.
Hey.
How's it going, John?
Good. How's it going with you?
It's going.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's going. It's going good.
All right. Onward.
Hey, so I want to start off this week with what we got. So speaking of RSC 666, there is going to be at least one 666 watch party that didn't happen last week because of all this coronavirus stuff. But Dusty was going to drop off a gift for me to open during the show. And, of course, with everything happening last week, it didn't happen. I got a call on my phone about an hour ago. Dusty's like, hey, go to your porch. I'm like, what? Go to your porch. I'm like, I got the kids right now. I can't. So I got the baby, and I carried her out there. And there was a box and a bag and a note. So I looked at the top of the note, and I'm like, oh, I can't read this because I want to save it for the show. So I'll actually read it here and show it on video. To my dear friend Brian, upon his 666th, and he scratched out the 6 and put a 7 for 7th episode of RFC, I bring you 2 gifts to commemorate the occasion. First, open the bag. And he has stickers of Transformers all over it. Yeah, okay, let's open the bag and see what it is. I have no idea what's in this. I don't want to look. So what is this? It is... What is this? It's got... Ooh, look at that. Transformers print. It's got... There's Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream, Optimus. Let's see here. Not sure what it is. And then in a text spec like saying it says it's a dice bag. So that is awesome. Gosh. I have a way to carry dice now in a bag. I can't wait to use that. That's awesome. Because 666, Satan, Satanic Panic, right? Dungeons and Dragons, get it? Oh, yeah. Anyway, open your box now. I probably should have pre-opened this. Open your box now. It says, good luck explaining this to Kim. Oh, God.
Okay.
What is this? Oh, my God. It's an RC statue. Palisades.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Is it one of those scandally clad RCs?
No, no, but it does show lots of leg.
Yeah, that's the one in the cheesecake pose. I know the one.
Yeah.
I know the one.
It's not.
Of course you do, Don.
Of course.
I don't have that one. No, it's the one I wouldn't buy. I wanted to get the other one.
You just admire it from a distance.
Oh, here it goes. Here, this is awesome. This is awesome. Dusty's note says, "Good luck explaining this to Kim," and he draws lines to navigate you around the page, or regifting to Don. Either way,
so it's like a choose your own adventure gift.
Yes, is exactly. Either way,
yeah, but
keep
but
RFC.
But the book has all nothing but bad endings.
And it says until all are one, and then it's marked from Dusty. Oh, Dusty, that was amazing. That was great. That was awesome. Regifting to Don. That's perfect. Dusty is from Don's hometown, and I think he's probably ran into Don before, but Don doesn't remember what Dusty looks like from the couple D&D games we ran together over Skype. But Dusty very well remembers what Don looks like from watching the podcast, so if a giant comes by and carries you away.
Yes, but I remember I got us home.
Yes, that's true. Oh, yes. And we weren't even supposed to... You actually did get us home, and the game was not supposed to get us there, but you did.
Yeah. Because I was playing Presto.
You were playing Presto. That was a lot of fun. So, since I already started, let me finish off. I'm certain Diecast will go into this more than me, but I will mention that I got the... exclusive Snake Eyes in the ridiculous box. It's an absurd box.
I didn't even bring that down. Yes, I also got that.
It's an absurd box. I mean, it's like... I don't know. Like it cost $40, and all of that was packaging. It's like in a slip... It's in a slip case, then in like a clamshell, hard cardboard, thick quality, with... the accessory in the exclusive is in the shaped form styrofoam thing. It's ridiculous. I like the toy.
Think STCC quality.
Yeah. I wish it were 3 3/4 inches. I vastly prefer that. I don't like 6 inches so much for like most things. Like I buy the Marvel Legends in 6-inch because that's like, it's kind of silly to focus on the 4-inch because they don't make it anymore. But that's nice. I'll buy the rest both ways that come out. So, I'll also, a couple more things. I ordered this last week. Please, Brian, don't drop this. Don't drop this. I already have the toy, but I got G2 Optimus Prime, mint sold box.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Does this voice box still work by chance?
I'm certain it would if I took it out and put new batteries in it, but yeah, but it says "try me" and it has a hole in the top for those who don't remember, and you can do it. I don't know. I've got a G2. Like when I started collecting seriously again, G2 stuff. it's only been a couple years in the past. So like sealed stuff was easy to get. But dang it, this thing came out like 27 years ago now. And I'm like, ugh, I saw it and the price was like half of what I thought it should be. So I went ahead and got it. The box is in really nice shape. I thought, why not? So it's something I can keep in a sealed box forever. And this probably shouldn't be too surprising. On Twitter this past week, and it was Saturday, I think, Sixo was showing off something that he had. It's on my short list, or it was on my short list. And I'm like, dang it, I've always wanted that toy. I never had it. I skipped out on it. And a friend of mine on Twitter messaged me, he's like, hey, I've got it for sale. And I'm like, I don't want to see the price. Don't even tell me. And again, it's like half of what I expected to pay for it. So I've got the Sam's Club Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime.
The yellow one?
Nice.
Yep.
Oh.
And the Ultra Magnus that goes with it. So actually, I just realized my video's not on for you guys. So...
Yeah. Don't combine them, Brian.
Oh, no, I'm not.
The colors do not complement each other at all.
Now, if I remember right, the Sam's Club Ultra Magnus was barely distinguishably different from the normal retail one.
Yeah, it's darker.
It was more black than blue.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely different. Like if you don't have them both in front of you, you're like, I don't know the difference. But if you look at them together, they're definitely different.
The story behind that is that. Supposedly, Sam's approached Hasbro for an exclusive that year for Christmas. And it wound up going to 2 different departments. And each department was working on an exclusive and didn't know the other one was working on it. So that's why the colors don't complement each other. Is one hand didn't know the other hand was doing an exclusive for, the same retailer.
So did the Ultra Magnus department get like 5 minutes to work on this? And that's why it's the way it is?
Apparently so.
Wouldn't Ultra Magnus make more sense in the yellow?
Why?
Because of wasn't there a yellow Ultra Magnus?
Oh, yeah, the
Shining Magnus.
Shining.
You're an Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
Or was it E-Hobby?
That thing is hideous. It was probably E-Hobby.
They're also, like, I always wanted to say that the Powered Convoy was E-Hobby, but it wasn't. And I thought those were companion pieces. So, like, one of the Ultra Magnus, the Powered Convoy, it's always reported as E-Hobby, and I always say it's an E-Hobby, but it's not. It was some other exclusive that was available at the time. So... Shining Magnus may or may not be, but Power Convoy definitely isn't. So, okay, but yeah, funny enough, I don't even have the original OG Robots in Disguise or Car Robots Optimus Prime. I parted with it years ago. I need to correct that, but I've got the yellow one, the one I always wanted. And Don, I know you have the crystal one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you win still, but.
And because that gift set was a Toys R Us Japan exclusive.
So, and Nextword said that the Shining Magnus or the Power Convoy were also as well, which I guess makes sense. That was a common exclusive vendor in Japan. Okay.
I remember Shining Ultra Magnus being fairly difficult to get, like, really shortly after it came out. Whereas the Powered Convoy never seemed like it was that hard to come by comparatively.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the way I remember it 20 years later, so your mileage may vary.
Yeah, and then the New Year's Optimus with the gold wheels was hard to get for a while, too, because I think that was a Toys R Us exclusive, too.
The one with the Action Master and the mouse pad?
I think. I'm not sure. Again, 20 years, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 years, and I have not, like, refreshed myself on this stuff in a little while either, so...
We're all working from old memory.
Yeah.
Google
Oh my
Shining
God.
Magnus
Yes,
over
Blade
Fortune.
Raider came up with a picture of Shining Ultra Magnus in our Discord chat at tfradio.net/Discord chat
Oh,
live with
I
us every Wednesday.
forgot how.
Yeah, that's hideous.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
Oh,
both yellow
jeez,
and translucent it is.
Well, there's
I
a
had-
reason they called it. Well, they didn't actually call it urine Magnus back then, but that's a more polite way to
Yeah.
say it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had forgotten how absolutely horrible that was. Oh, God.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I never said it was a desirable thing. I just said it was hard to come by.
Let me check and see what it goes for now.
And I just said it was a thing.
Yeah, so we can
it's-
trace the blame for this directly back to you, Diecast. Thank you.
Yes.
It's a thing. I'll be honest though, I like the yellow
$1,200.
Optimus. I like
much?
the yellow.
Wow.
Ow.
Okay. $1,000. What the heck?
I told you it was hard to come by.
Powered Convoy used to go for about $4. Let's see how much it goes for now. Powered
That's
Convoy is
just-
harder to find though, and because the other things pop up.
You know, I like the small Optimus with the yellow body and the black. I liked that kind of just
Yeah,
Not
that's fine.
not the rest of it.
Well, so like specifically, this is supposed to be Ultra Magnus with the glow of the Matrix from that one brief moment in Transformers the movie. The thing is, though, in that scene, he glowed blue, not
Yes.
yellow.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make any
Mhm.
sense.
And if they had made that clear blue, it would be beautiful.
Oh, it would be.
Well, okay, it might not be beautiful, but it'd be comparatively a lot nicer looking than this.
Yeah.
Because in combine mode, you can see his black legs just sticking through the. It's
Also, plus, if you think like having a crystal blue trailer / armor and still like a white Ultra Magnus cab, like even make the robot's legs white. You
Yeah,
know,
that
having the bright white inside a light clear blue, you know, you'd be able to actually see the inner Ultra Magnus in there, and that'd make the glowing effect actually probably look even better.
Yeah.
I don't understand remotely why this is the Matrix-glow Ultra Magnus that was actually made,
Yeah.
since everything about it is wrong and bad.
So I can't find a Powered Convoy other than the original Diaclone version on eBay right now, or even
Okay, so
one that's sold.
Night Sword's memory of this is that Shining Magnus didn't sell well. I wonder why. Then got discounted and then vanished, which would tend to track with the aftermarket prices now.
Yeah. Spider Bob asked, will Brian buy something tonight? I almost just did.
Yeah, no, I'm fully expecting by the time we're done with show tonight, you'll have Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime on its way to you.
Actually,
Yes.
that's a good idea. Let me do that. All right.
Everybody
I think
should-
you forgot
everyone
we were actually doing what we got this week.
Yeah.
Is
Diecast,
anyone
what'd you
else
get?
going to go? Or
Diecast,
is
what'd
that
you
I don't have anything this week.
I don't have anything
Me either.
I've got.
I got,
Knock
You know that. You know
I-
that.
yes,
Simpsons baseball. You know that.
No, I
Simpsons
got-
base.
He's
You know-
Don Diecast is going.
Yeah,
Let
we got-
Diecast
Okay,
finish.
we'll go.
I got
Diecast.
the. It has Spinister on the back with the cassettes on
So
it.
tell people,
which
tell the vast majority of the people who are consuming this media what you actually got and don't.
Yeah, tell our audio viewers what you have.
Yeah, I got a Decepticon Rumble and Rat Bat, which is the
Siege Fly
Micromaster.
Patrol number 2.
Yeah, the Micromaster set that was impossible or nearly impossible to find. So I resorted to buying it off eBay. I picked the lowest priced one on there because I was like, you know what? That's what I'm willing to pay for it over retail. It was $18 with shipping included and everything. So I was like, that's not too bad since it's a $10 item. But I fully expected not to get it. So I actually ordered another one off Taobao that should be coming soon. And then this one showed up, which I didn't expect. I just expected it would never show up and I would get my money back eventually. But I figured it was worth a shot, and it came. And people are saying it's a knockoff because Spinister is on the back with the cassettes on his arm. And I'm not sure if that's the way the U.S. packaging was or not.
Hang on.
No, I think they're
Hang
all
on.
that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I can go check mine if you need me to.
Because I do have the multi, like, there's like 10 languages. On the
Okay,
back of
so
this thing.
the thing is, though, like, even the U.S. packaging has the big block of languages on there. I think the only thing that's distinguishing that as being from where it's from is the sticker that they put over it with some of the Asian text on it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it's the same packaging that was in U.S. stores.
Okay. And I didn't know, but someone was like, "Oh, it's a KO because it should have Sound Blaster on the back of it or something." Or
Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's normal. They're cross-selling it with something that's theoretically in the same wave together, except that, most places you saw either Spinister or you saw this, not both at the same time.
right. Yeah, I don't think I
and
ever
Sound
saw.
Blaster was an exclusive also, so they wouldn't cross-sell.
I
that
thought
on a
it
general
was a
retail product.
knockoff.
No,
No,
probably
no.
not.
I honestly, for the price, I thought it was.
$18. About right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I paid $15 for mine back in like October or something off of eBay, and as the weeks went on, I became more and more glad that I went ahead and did that just to avoid the hassle of trying to get one normally.
Yeah, because the last time I checked eBay a couple weeks ago, the cheapest one was like $40.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I'll just wait. And then it's funny, all these things start showing up on Taobao like the day after, because Brian sent me a message about something, and I was like,
yeah,
nope,
I've got
not
that
on
way too.
Taobao. And then like a couple days later, I found it on Taobao.
Cool.
So you didn't get that yet, right?
No.
Okay. And
don't
then
think
I
it
also
shipped.
I also got from my friend Rob. He found me 2 sound barriers, or ramp guys, as they are also called. Which is funny about these. He found them and he was like, "You want me to pick you up some?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I was like, "I probably only need 2." And then I went on Amazon and they happened to be on Amazon, so I picked up another 2. So
Oh,
I
they
have
are?
4 of these guys so far. They were on
Oh.
Amazon for like a brief second, and it just happened to be when I was checking, and I was like, "Oh, I'll buy 2 more." So I ended up and they're coming on Friday, so I'll have 4 of these guys. But other than that, I got the G.I. Joe figure, which the box was a lot heavier than I expected, and I also got the Transformers Magna or Maga. How do you say that?
Manga.
Yeah, manga.
Or manga.
Yeah, manga. The first one, because as soon as I found out the second one was going to be Headmasters, I was like, oh, now I have to get the set. I was going to pass on them, and I was like, but I need the one on the Headmasters.
Why does that matter?
To have the set?
No, to get the Headmasters specifically.
Oh, I just like the Headmasters.
What happened to the
That's fair.
Headmasters?
They can't fight without Grimdo.
There you go. Thank you. I don't think this is going to be what you expect. So,
No, but that makes it more entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah, really does.
Yeah. So in the Discord, Nescade is apologizing for the knockoff thing. I'm like, no, I think it's great because I totally thought that it was a knockoff, but considering the price that goes for, and the fact that Hasbro's not going to reissue it, makes perfect sense that it's going to be a knockoff of that.
Man.
Well, they're starting to pop up a little bit more. I think they maybe more of the supply went to the Asian markets because, like I said, now I found them on Taobao and I also found them on eBay from China sellers. So
Yeah, and I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's not the Takara packaging, but it's would be the Hasbro Asia, not the Takara packaging. The Takara packaging, the logo is a little looks a little different. It's a little compressed.
Yeah, there's minor differences between the Hasbro and Takara packaging, even though all the product is supposed to be uniform.
Yeah.
We had discussion in the last couple of weeks on Twitter, between me, the TF Radio account, and 1 or 2 other people who I can't remember specifically, just about that. There has to be a lot of those Spy Patrol 2 sets still somewhere sitting out there waiting for somewhere to go, because even in the theory that online retail and some other specialty endpoints could have ordered solid cases of each kind of Micromaster assortment from Wave 5, normal retail stores would still be getting mixed cases. So, like, there still has to be somewhere out there a bunch of the Spy Patrol 2 and some of the Battle Squad Patrol guys, the 2 military trucks, that just never ended up getting out to stores in the US and probably in other territories too. That stuff is going to turn up somewhere at some point, and this stuff on Taobao may be a little bit of that filtering out somewhere.
I just don't want to wait 6 months to find it at Ollie's.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. If you can get a reasonable, close to retail deal on eBay for one of these sets, go for it, because yeah, it might turn up at Ross or Five Below or something in the next, 6 months, but like, weigh it for yourself. Is it worth the $10 or so to you to wait 6 months and maybe get it, or to just go ahead and pay a little bit more and get it now and not have to think about it anymore?
Yeah. Like I said, at $18, I was totally comfortable, because I'm like, really, with tax, it's probably like 11 in the store, so I'm fine with $18 with shipping.
It just seems really low for what I would think that it would go for at this point.
But yeah, and that too makes me think that like some more supply has made it into the hands of people who can actually start moving it. So, like, again, if distribution proceeds, like, I would not be surprised to have that turning up at discount retail sometime over the summer or a little later.
I agree.
So the thing I was that Diecast and I were looking for, my last update was on the 16th, so a little over a week ago, which means right now it's somewhere over the ocean. And
hopefully not in it.
Oh yeah, it's over the ocean. It's not in the ocean. So. Cool.
Darmok on the ocean.
Yeah. Yes.
I ordered 2 of those, by the way.
Oh, you did? I should have, but I went with 1. Anything else, Diecast?
Nope, that was it this week.
Anybody else get anything, Rob?
No.
John?
Nope.
Chris didn't. Matt, did you? Don?
Nope, not a thing.
Don, you're trying to talk about baseball or something when Diecast was trying to talk. What were you trying to get out?
No, I was trying to say, to quote that scene, that line from Spaceballs, I ain't found anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just, my Target still has put nothing out but another case of Starscreams and Grapples, and they were gone within a day. That's the only thing Earthrise they've put out at all since February.
I haven't been to my Target in well over a week. I'm not going.
I've seen leaders show up once in one store.
My Walmart, though, I did go last night to pick up some groceries and stuff, and they have Earthrise in now. At
oh wow!
Walmart. And well, they have the leaders in, and they had about 150 of the Astro Trains. It looked like. It was
the reissue Astro Train.
Yeah. It was more like 20 or 30, but it was a lot of them, and they still had several sound waves in as well. Yeah. Okay. I got those the Wave 2 of the Masters of the Universe WWE figures. I'm very happy with that. Oh, actually, I was going to mention this one more thing if I can find it. Oh yeah, so again, just as a temporal check for listeners who go back and listen to this. So this is going on during late March 2020, during the coronavirus spread. So, a lot of us are staying indoors more, not going out. I went to my basement and brought my 3D printer up. It hasn't been on in 3 years. And my buddy Nathan has been asking me to print something for him for like 3 years. So I brought it up and I've been fiddling with it, and I got it up and running again. And I started this project on August 3rd, 2017 to print these Masters of the Universe stands. And I think I've printed about 13 or 14 of them. It takes about 45 minutes per. And they're kind of rough and ugly, but they work great. So it's just this gigantic stand that you put the feet into. And It holds them up. I mean, it's obviously the print doesn't look great. This is a cheap printer, but it's not something you're going to look at. But I need to print about 50 of these from all my original Masters of the Universe figures, and once I have that, I can actually display them without like leaning them all into like a corner, which is what I've been doing for years. So, like with
on
G.I.
the
Joe,
video, it doesn't look bad at all.
I mean, it's really rough.
Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah.
But that's the bottom of it anyway.
Well, yeah,
so.
it doesn't matter. But like with G.I. Joe, stands have been like a part of like the G.I. Joe product line since the 80s. Masters of the Universe, not so much. And they're the ones who, like, you can make a G.I. Joe figure stand if you try hard enough. And you can with a Masters of the Universe figure as well. It's just they won't stand up as long. So these are a lifesaver.
Yeah, and
I mean,
it
as long
kind
as
of
they
depends.
Okay,
Kind
Rob
of depends,
first, then
Rob.
Don.
Okay, kind of depends on the condition of the rubber band in the legs,
Yes.
how well they are going to stand up and for how long.
Yeah.
And also, Brian, Matty Collector came out with Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain themed stands a couple of years ago.
For
that was sold
the new figures that don't need it. They don't need stands to stand up. They have
articulated
articulated
I thought
ankles.
they were universal stands for new and old. I'm sorry.
Well,
Anyway, as long as the Masters of the Universe figures will stand up long enough to hurl bowling ball at them, I don't see what the problem is.
right. I mean, they probably work the original figures. It's just like in the marketing assets they showed off. It was the new figures, and those have articulated ankles, like the WWE figures do. Actually, I guess the WWE figures are similar to the new Masters of the Universe Classics, or not Classics line, or whatever the line is. That is the classic looking action figure, but with extra articulation. That's sort of what the WWE figures are. So they have ankles and stuff, and they'll stand on their own.
Well, Brian, I've seen people on Twitter the last couple of weeks with everything going on, putting out free CAD files for weapons and things like that. Are we moving closer to the point where, because my running thing through all these years has been, we're going to get to the point where we can we pay for a schematic and then print our own action figure based on that schematic? Or are we getting closer to that, do you think? I mean, to the point where, I know it's not a huge, but I mean,
So multicolor printers are more expensive, not dramatically more expensive, but I saw one that did like the full RGB spectrum. I think it has whatever medium it has that you print. It inserts ink or whatever, some sort of pigment into the plastic, and it'll actually do like the full RGB spectrum, which is scary amazing. I don't know how much that one costs, but I'm sure that one's not cheap. I mean, you can do that now, but the thing is, I mean, even like a really nice, consumer grade printer, you still need to do some work to it for something like that. You would need to, like take some alcohol and, like clean up the exterior and stuff. But I mean, you could do it now. I mean, there are STL files up for like full action figures. It just takes time.
And a lot of effort at the end of it. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think we're super far off from the point where, like, 3D printers are commonplace enough where anybody could reasonably have one of a good enough quality to make, little simple things for themselves at will. But, like, for what Aaron Archer always predicted, that we would move away from traditional factory production of stuff, I still think it's going to be a long time before it's anything more than like on-demand production with industrial 3D printing for, getting. You go to a catalog on the website and pick, this action figure with these accessories, etc. And then, 2 weeks later, after it's printed, painted, and assembled by someone who actually knows what they're doing with the high-quality industrial equipment, you get your custom figure. And, it kind of just, that would be what breaks the current system of manufacturing and distribution. It's not going to be the home technology for a great long time.
And that would still be expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really expensive.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what you're saying is like, let's say back in the day when they were doing G.I. Joe, and you could mail away for the Steel Brigade figure where
Totally
you made your own file. But I'm saying, that's what that was back then. But now you could go in and say, you want this helmet, this body, this, that. I mean, eventually you'll be able to do that and get a much more customized figure than just a generic figure with a helmet and then a file card on the back.
I think the most analogous thing is actually something Diecast got to do a few years ago, where he got to have his face scanned and printed onto a Captain America figure or something.
Yep.
Yeah, New York Comic Con.
Like I think that's the closest like current step to what the future is going to be for producing toys and other kinds of consumer goods.
Yep.
Cool.
So Matt just sneezed, and sneezing is not a symptom of COVID-19. So, people,
You're safe
you're safe.
for now.
People, you're safe. Yes. Okay.
Matt, you look tired. You look tired, Matt. Are you okay?
He's always tired. He gets up at 4:00 every morning. This is a sacrifice for him.
And life is exhausting.
Life is exhausting.
Ever so exhausting.
Yep.
More and more each day.
Yes, I agree. I just push it down farther than you do. At least on Wednesdays.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump to whatever news we have. So next movie Masterpiece is Starscream, according to a product listing out of Japan. So
Yep.
If that's your thing. I don't own a single
Yeah,
movie
so
Masterpiece.
that was the subject of an RFC Daily News update that I recorded, which has a little bit of background on movie Masterpiece Starscream. So definitely go check that out in our news feed if you haven't already.
Yeah, and make sure that you have that on your Amazon Alexa. Tell it to add the RFC Daily, the RFC Transformers News Desk, and it'll add that to your flash briefing skill.
I
set.
must say, as a fan of the Bay movies as much as you can be, Starscream is the worst Decepticon out of he is just ugly. He's never been. He's just his proportions, his upper body. It's not good. It's not a good design.
But I've got that leader class toy that they turned into the Masterpiece version, and that's really, it's not a bad toy. It's not great, but there's some ingenious things in there, and it does pull together better at that size class than a lot of the smaller Starscreams ever did, as far as into a coherent looking, good, solid plane.
Yeah, and you can make good toys out of that design. I think Diecast Point is more leaning toward, as a first movie design, they were really leaning hard into the alien aspect of the Transformers. And they went full bore with that on Starscream's design.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from, but they can and have made good toys based on that media. My expectation is, of course, this will be 100% new, probably quite a bit smaller than MPM1, just because things are very different than they were back in 2009.
Yeah, I would think it would be in scale with their MPM Prime.
For robot mode, yeah. I mean, there's no way to get the jet mode to also be in scale, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the way this usually works is within a couple weeks of seeing one of these product lists hit, there will usually be an official announcement and one or more pictures. So if that continues to follow with the past pattern, we should actually get to see this sometime in the near future. Also from the same item, we got confirmation that Japan is going to get the Transformers Siege Netflix free decos in September.
Do we think those will still ship or arrive in stores in April here?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think they're already made. So
I think they are too, but I don't. They have to.
I
be.
think I heard.
Well, they've already shown up in Canada.
Yeah, they started showing up in Toys R Us in Canada, I believe.
Okay.
The Voyagers did, yes.
Yeah.
The Walmart in Canada.
Oh, was it Walmart?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was Walmart. Yeah, it's
My mistake.
Canada, it's been getting stuff early for a while now. It's kind of frustrating.
Good for them, though.
Yeah, good for them. Okay.
I mean, do you think it's possible that it's because they still have Toys R Us that they have a slightly healthier supply chain there, and that's why that happens?
Interesting. So probably, well, I was going to say it's probably because everything is huddled up against the border, and it's less. There's less distribution required, honestly, when it comes to that. But it could be.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, I suspect the Walmart.com orders will probably come in on or around on time. In-store availability might be a little spottier just because, direct distribution to stores is being prioritized for other things.
Like toilet paper.
Ideally, yes.
My Walmart actually had toilet paper last night. It was the one-ply black label Walmart stuff.
Oh.
But yeah.
Hey, I mean, any port in a storm.
Yeah, but the guy just went and grabbed several of them, but for the most part, people were really not interested in it. So, yeah,
that's what I buy. It's fine.
Interesting. Good to know, Don. Thank you.
That's autonomics right there.
Yeah, I mean that's
cheaper toilet
definitely
paper.
Something. I can truthfully say I never wondered what kind of toilet paper adorned Headmaster Don's bathroom, but now I know.
Now we know. I love that.
It's half the battle.
So Hasbro shares soar. SEO cites a great demand for toys. Notes that the China supply chain is coming back as they are on the downward slope of the coronavirus. Or the COVID-19. So I was looking at the stock. So it had a low this week on the 19th of $45, and it closed today at 67. So that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
So yeah, the CEO mentioned basically that just what it says. I mean, there's demand for toys. People want them, and that was enough as a bright spot with everything going on to make people want to buy Hasbro shares. So, good for them. Hopefully that translates to something good for, the people who work there and toy nerds like us. Be great. Okay. So TFcon was canceled this past weekend, though. There was a stream of the third-party panel, or what would have been the third-party panel. There are quite a few things on there, but the ones that were of most interest to Diecast, who put them on our show notes here, is their FT48, which is their jazz, or they're not jazz. Diecast, what does this actually go for?
It's undetermined right now.
It says,
that's just.
Is it what, 30 yuan? Is that what that
yeah,
is?
30 yuan. That's the pre-order price, which is roughly about $4 or $5. But the actual price won't be released till closer to when he actually comes out.
So
which, being Vans Toys could be like a month from now or 3 years.
5 years, yeah.
On that note, FT2 was also in this slide presentation because it's never come out yet.
What was FT2?
Wow.
Soundwave.
Oh,
No,
crap.
but,
Oh, my God. I thought that was a new one. Why do you know that?
It's a matter of perspective. It's new in that it's unreleased.
Yes.
Well, Soundwave didn't get released because Hasbro released Masterpiece Soundwave.
Yeah, I don't see why you
and
need
it went through a redesign and all that stuff. So, they're keeping the same number because it's still their Soundwave, but it's not the Soundwave they designed.
You're saying it's a new, not Soundwave.
it's a new, it is a new Soundwave, a new not Soundwave. But yeah, it's totally redesigned. They just kept the number because that was what was supposed to be their not Soundwave.
So they also have number 49, which is their Mirage. This is a really rough render. So,
yeah, there's no details on it yet, which is typically what we get when it's in the
That part.
very, very early stages of the design.
So with 48 with the Jazz, there's a really good third-party Jazz out there from Make Toys.
Downbeat.
Yeah, Downbeat, and I like if you already have that, I don't see why you would need this. But for Mirage, I mean, what is out there is the best one still. The one from
Ocular
DX9.
Max.
Yeah, the Ocular Max, and like it's good, but there's tremendous room for improvement for it. I mean, it's not by no means is it the perfect Masterpiece scale Mirage. So
Well, TE, which is Transform Element, the one that did that Optimus Prime,
Yeah.
they are coming out with a Mirage that we've seen photos of that looks pretty good. So it's basically between those two right now. The Jazz, of course, Fans Toys is known for their paint. This is going to be fully painted, which is one of the problems I have with my Downbeat, if that's the right name of him,
It is.
the Make Toys one,
Yeah.
is that it's just gray plastic panels down on his feet, and that really bothers me for a Masterpiece representation for my
do
shelf.
you have MP45?
No.
Okay, well that would bother you much worse.
So, yeah. So I don't have him. I have the Transform Element as my Masterpiece Prime right now.
MP45 was Bumblebee. Do you have
No,
Bumblebee?
the Bumblebee. Yeah, I have
Version
Bumblebee. He's possibly a knockoff, if that matters. So
No, I think it's just the legit Bumblebee, and that's like the quality
It was
of it.
just made that way.
Yeah,
I can't believe anyone would want to knock that off.
such a
Well,
cool toy.
They might want to make it better.
But I mean that Jazz, I can't even I look at that Jazz and I can't even remember Downbeat. I
It's
just
so
know
great.
this is going to be leaps and bounds better.
I can't see how Downbeat is really good. I mean, except for the lack of paint on the feet that it didn't need. My God, what a horrible toy!
It is.
It
It's
needed more
terrible.
paint on its
It's
feet that it
terrible.
didn't need.
It's a masterpiece. We need, I mean, that's one thing. Their paint and their presentation is so amazing with the
God,
Fans
that
Toys
render
stuff.
of something I'll never get. It's just so beautiful.
Well,
So wonderful.
I won't get it for 4 years, but eventually it's going to come out.
I've had Downbeat for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
good.
this gives me something to look forward to. I mean, there's 10 other renders that Fans Toys has put out that we still don't have yet. So we get
So, Perfect Cell is coming out. Give him a Sensu Bean before Gohan comes on to the scene. And this thing is called Cell. Is it really called Cell?
Studio Cell. I'm not sure of his actual name, because he was Core Star when he was Zeta.
Yes, this was included in the TFcon third-party panel, but the company and the product were both unnamed.
So it's the Zeta Toys Unicron that didn't come out. I guess now it is.
Yeah,
And we always knew it would.
Yeah.
Well, some people would argue with me, but I always knew that it was going to come out because my resources, my Taobaoians, were telling me that it was still going to come out.
I assumed it would come out eventually. I just didn't expect it this soon.
I
Yeah,
kinda did. I actually expected Zeta to start pushing that again a week after the HasLab campaign ended successfully or otherwise, because at that point there's no conflict with the Hasbro product anymore.
I want a voice chip with this. It says, "I will take this Sensu Bean without hesitation."
but this is the first time we
will
saw a
take this
couple
beam.
photos floating around, but it did not have the head or the wings. So
it
now
does
he
now. Hey,
has,
it's an upgrade.
yeah. Now he's head and wings above the previous one.
So someone give him a Red Bull.
I get that
I mean,
reference.
I mean, I think this looks really good.
Yeah,
It
me
does.
too. It looks
Good.
great. I'm not going to say it looks so much better than those Fans Toys renders. Of course, this is an actual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
You
paint
know-
and everything.
That would probably look good on a chug shelf. If you were still debating, if you were still keeping like Masterpiece on one level and Chug on the other, that would, with it being like about a 19-inch tall figure, it'd probably look really good with a Chug collection.
This is what shorter, taller than the Armada toy, right about the same.
Taller.
Yeah, the
So-
Armada's only
14,
like
15 inches.
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is supposed to be around 19, I think, is what I heard.
It's about a head shorter than Omega Supreme.
Yeah, which, like I said, does not bother me. I mean, I guess I yearned for a Unicron, so I would have taken a deluxe at this point.
Oh, there is a perfectly good deluxe out there from United that you can get
I had
now.
Or Cybertron, which
Yeah.
is probably a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he has that.
Yep.
Oh, well, there you go.
I have all the Unicrons.
I would like to see someone do a deluxe sized Unicron that turns into a planet. Like,
Yeah.
as an engineering challenge.
Oh, God, how many panel? Oh, I don't even want to. That would not be good.
I didn't say I wanted to own it. I want to see it happen, though, so I can see how someone would try to design it.
Wait, so,
I would design it like a bot. You know what I mean? It's just a circle, and it splits into four: 2 parts of the arm and 2 parts of the legs.
what are we trying
and
to
there
design?
you go.
I missed
Yeah,
it.
no, Diecast, that's not Unicron, that's Grand Galvatron from the Headmasters.
Yes. No, what are we trying
But
to design?
exactly that.
A
What is it?
Unicron.
A deluxe-sized planet Unicron.
Oh.
That
And I said
transforms.
I would do it as a bot. And
Oh, it'd
just
be
have,
like
Take a
Popple.
Cybertron Unicron head and put it on retracts.
It'd be like a popple. It would have a pocket. It would have a pocket on the back, and you would roll it around the body. It would have to be like soft goods and fuzzy with a tail.
Oh, that would be... Okay, that's what
So
it
a
needs to
popple.
be.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
said.
No,
Transformers
so one of
Unicron
those-
Popple. We must have this.
Yeah, so yeah, reversible pillow Unicron.
Oh my god, that's horrible. I love it. Yeah, we need that.
It is. I want one.
Yeah, it's horrible, but it's also brilliant.
Yes.
Which
Yes,
is
it is.
pretty much the long and short description of me.
Okay. So, oh yeah, that's the thing. So sweet. That's coming out. Diecast, do you have it pre-ordered yet?
2 of them.
Really?
When
Yeah.
are we getting our Unicrons from Hasbro? Supposedly next year.
Well, yeah, sometime
Sometime in
next year,
2021.
maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I
We
mean,
shall
either
see,
way, though,
Galvatron.
Seacons before Unicron.
Yeah. So actually, yeah.
Speaking
news.
of which,
Yes,
Hasbro-
yes, I got an email notification today that they're actually going to ship out my first wave of Seacons
So
from Hasbro Pulse.
I got a notification for Golf. I didn't get a notification for Turtler.
did you
I
check
did.
your spam folder just in case it might have wound up in there?
I don't know. Let me check. So the thing is, I have 2 Turtlers on the way because one's going to get repainted into a Unicron at some point.
Yay.
After the coronavirus.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
That
just
is
get
going to
bored and-
be my pride and joy figure.
Yeah.
Because if there's any way to make a Seacon better, it's make him a Unicron.
Let's see here. Hasbro Pulse. Checking my
Maybe
email.
I'll design the deco for Turtler Unicron based on the Cybertron toy. That seems like it'd be appropriate.
I love it. Oh. So
Oh.
I got a later email,
Oh,
and my order is ready to ship. So I got it for both. So I guess that's 3 toys coming.
well, and 3 boxes because Pulse.
Now, it said it's ready to ship, and they were charging us, but there will be a shipping delay. It didn't say how long.
Or there could be a shipping delay.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
think they were saying it was definite, but it's probable.
So the interesting thing about my Snake Eyes that came, it did not come in a regular Pulse box. So they could have run out, or maybe it
Or it
shipped-
was being fulfilled from somewhere else.
Yeah. So
I
interesting.
didn't even notice my box.
Yeah, it's a different box.
You don't notice a lot of things, though.
Yeah.
Eh.
Like the mood of the room or...
Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So we are trying to entertain our fans and listeners during this trying time. So,
Well, hopefully we did that in the pre-show for our patrons with our extensive Babylon,
Babylon
5
5, yeah.
discussion.
So this was something we were going to do as an extra, and I could just never get timing for everybody. And honestly,
And I was the only one who wanted to do it.
yeah, let's just double the value and incorporate it into this episode of RFC. So, a question came on in email, I believe, on how we would go about. I think it was dumping our collection is the way that it was described, and if we wanted to get rid of things, and I like the idea of focusing better because it can involve getting rid of things to focus on a very specific, narrow subject matter, which I need to do. Yeah, in general, though, like when it comes to your collection, like boxing things up, moving things around, taking things off the shelf, it all just sort of goes together. Do you guys have any strategies or thoughts around like organizing your collection, focusing your collection?
Oh, hell no.
No, I'm not good at that.
So,
Have you seen my room?
Yeah, we can see a lot of it.
I've been in that room.
Yeah, so I think there's a reason. I think there's a reason that Matt was the one who was enthusiastic about participating in this topic, because, like, even just looking at his video frame behind him, you can tell, like, there's thought and some care put into what he has and how he has it out in his space. I believe the rest of us are mostly just surrounded by piles.
yeah, like I don't want to be though. It's just
No, I would prefer not to be, but there's this whole thing about like having 3 times as much stuff as you have volume to put it.
yeah. But I don't know if I'm the only one that's done this, but I've been in this house now for 4 years. Obviously, you've not been in my house for 4 years. But I have a pretty decent amount of stuff, and I have taken things off the shelf and reorganized them now about 5 times in this office space to try to get it the way that I want it. But am I the only one who would wake up in the middle of the night and reorganize their room, like as a teenager?
I mean, I can't speak for anyone not on the show, but for everyone on the show, I'm pretty sure you
Is
are.
that weird? Because
Not in the middle of the night.
I would wake up. It happened many times, several times. I would wake up in the middle of the night and I just want to reorganize my room, and I would reorganize the entire room. Like I'm that way with my collection too. Like so Matt, how did you? I'll go into how sort of I try to focus things like this, but with your collection, putting everything in because you moved into that house. So is this version 1 of the way you have your collection displayed in that house, or have you been iterating on that?
Oh no, this has changed a couple times because when I moved in, I didn't have any of these shelves, so I just kind of had to make do with bookshelves and whatever was available. So this is, and I have like reorganized this whole room once, not in the middle of the night though, because I'm not a crazy person. But
Well, let's not go that far. You're a different kind of crazy person.
yeah, no. So this is not version 1 of the collection in this house.
So with me, the way I have my stuff displayed is I have these Kallax or Kallax or however you pronounce it, shelves from IKEA. It's like cube storage. I wanted to go with this because it offered several shelves. Depending on whichever unit you buy, you can buy up to a 5 square by 5 square unit. And I think they're 13 inches cubes, so 13 tall, wide, and deep, which gives me the opportunity to put multiple layers, multiple rows on each one, because I kind of have to fit everything into the room. And I realized after putting all these things in here the first time, maybe the second time, that I could put everything in a banker's box. So 1 cube is about a banker's box. So what I've done is I think I have about 95 cubes in here. So I have 95 banker's boxes full of toys in my office right now, and I have I'm pulling them out onto the floor and trying to trade between boxes to consolidate them down to like one specific line or however I want to focus on it. So like I may have 20 boxes of G1 toys, or 30 boxes of Generations or whatever, and I'm just trying to pull the boxes out. It's not all G1, it's not all Generations, but I'm swapping pieces back and forth between the boxes to get them to marry up so that I can have them organized the way that I want. It's just really slow going. It really sucks, but it's the only way that I really know to do it. And at the same time, I have all my toys that I have, or the accessories that I've put into like little sorting boxes and little boxes. What do you call them? What little storage boxes? I have probably 20 or 30 of those boxes of accessories that I have moved downstairs to the basement, and I've put up folding tables and then big bins around, and I'm trying to organize the accessories by series and by color. I normally
that's one of my big failings with the organization too, is the accessories. Like,
It's
I just
hard.
have boxes of stuff thrown together. I don't know what goes with what.
Yeah,
It would take a while to sort it out.
yeah. So what I've always done with that, like guns and missiles especially, is I sort by color, and then I go through them and try to figure out like what toy line it is, or really, like, is it Transformers? Is it G.I. Joe? Sometimes it's hard to tell. But sometimes things are obvious. There's a lot of G1 accessories that are just obviously G1, so they just go into a big bin of G1 stuff. And so I pulled my Masters Universe bin out from the basement today because those are all pretty well self-explanatory when you look at them. And I've got them all in I only have two Bankers boxes of Masters Universe figures, so I've got them all in there. So, and I'll display those first when I get everything back up and running. But the goal has been to, as I go through and get the boxes full of the things that I want to have them organized, I'm also putting out boxes to put in stuff that I want to get rid of. That'll eventually go up on eBay or go into my Twitter giveaways that I try to do. And God, I have a lot of stuff I just need to get rid of. I really want to focus down to, with my collection, I want to focus on the Transformers lines that mean the most to me, which would be G1, Beast Wars, Generations, and Generation style figures, and probably Unicron trilogy. I would guess, honestly, Transformers wise, it's most of the whatever the main line would be between forever. But there's things I don't really want to focus on. I could honestly live without any of the evergreen stuff or whatever it's called, the authentics. I could probably live without most of that. I
can live without it.
I can live without that. I could probably live without Transformers Prime. I could live without Cyberverse for the most part. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to keep. I could live without all the alternators. I could go without those. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to keep and what I don't. I really want to complete G1 in the next 10 years. So I would like to get the few Beast Wars toys that I'm missing. I mean, looking over my stuff right now, of course, then you always have these little miscellaneous things like, does that count or doesn't it count? Like device label or music label or the Mega SCFs and things like that. And they always somehow manage to go into the keep pile. Never do those things ever go into the get rid of pile. But usually if I can't identify what a toy line is, it goes into the get rid of box. So that's kind of how I try to focus things. It's just a lot of sorting. It's like 3D Tetris with toys and Bankers boxes and eBay and sorting bins and folding tables and sleepless nights and racing thoughts and cold sweats and bad
I have all
thoughts.
that, just not the organizational bug.
And just horrible thoughts. I need to get rid of all these toys telling me to do awful things. Okay, yeah, that's what I do. Don, you've been doing this forever. Do you have any advice on how to organize your toys.
Put everything under sheets.
I was going to say, is there a certain brand of sheet that you recommend that we go with?
Like an ideal thread count?
Is there a certain
I would
thread
imagine
count?
a
Yes.
high thread count would block out more sunlight.
Considering I have never purged other than an oddball piece here or there, or something I just don't really care about anymore, I still have probably 90% of the collection that I started when I was 13 or 14. So I'm not the person you need to ask about displaying or scaling down a collection, because I've never done that. I have 2 10x10 storage buildings that I am currently trying to fill with everything and condense them as I go. And
Is it all Transformers? Is it mostly Transformers?
It's mostly Transformers, but there's a lot. There's a lot. So I am not the person to ask, because I have never done that.
MRP73 said social distancing from KISS players. Absolutely.
Yes.
That is perfect.
Yes.
So, if John is around and can talk for a couple minutes, it might be interesting to get his perspective on this too, because, obviously, I don't think any of us have been in his home since
Not since moving.
2012 in Dallas, but, what he had going at that point, I thought was really good and well curated, and I'd like to hear more about, how that's evolved over time.
Well, thank you, Chris, for the toss. So I have, I guess, it's probably 3 times the size that it was, but that was, again, 8 years ago, so that probably tracks. It's it's a effectively chug kind of collection. So if you can close your eyes and imagine a toy fitting into that lineage, it probably is on the shelf somewhere. By the way, I looked a couple weeks ago, just out of curiosity, at my Decepticon shelves. There's probably, 24 shelves, 18, whatever, Decepticon shelves. Almost every one of them has a Nemesis Prime on them. So there's about 1 per shelf.
Well, we have a new one on the way too soon.
They're all chuggish. Just disgusting. But anyway, so how I kind of throttle it at this point to keep it under control is I have taken to the I've taken the tactic of, if there is a superior version of something or something that's incrementally better, it takes the place of something. And
So when Fans Toys Jazz comes out, you're gonna get rid of Downbeat.
Okay. So those things that get replaced, or I guess overtaken. The challenge is getting any money out of them that's worth the effort. So I actually find putting them in eBay lots is a better use of your time if you just want to squeeze a few.
I've been giving
bucks
that
out of them.
stuff that would go in an eBay lot is what I've been giving away on Twitter.
It's about the same return on your investment.
It literally is.
It really is. Also, you know what? The thing too is it's a really choice. There's a choice to be made there, but in business and in life, there's an inventory cost, right? So there's a cost to just holding something. So you have to consider that. So I've gotten to the point where it's you know what? I would rather get $5 out of this Optimus Prime I paid $20 for 3 years ago than throw them in a bin for all of time. So, you kind of have to you have to cross that divide. Oh, and the other thing that I did I guess 3 or 4 years ago is I haven't gone back and corrected this with stuff I already have, but with new toys, I do not keep the packaging. The only thing I keep are the instructions, and that's liberating. That's life-changing when you can just throw the box out 5 minutes after you open it. Oh my god, it's a game changer.
So I've got a challenge for you. What decision would you make? This is almost like the Don Deal segment. What's it? Buy, sell, or drop, or whatever it is. So you can't always. Sometimes you can't always pick. Because things just may mean something differently. So obviously, Earthrise Starscream just came out and it's perfect. And it, for the most part, it should, take the place of any Starscream that you have. But here, on the other hand, literally you have Cloud Starscream. And like, I can't part with Cloud Starscream for, Earthrise Starscream, even if it is perfect.
Different enough though to keep both. Isn't Cloud Starscream like a weird take on Starscream?
Oh, yes.
And Earthrise and Siege are trying to do the same thing to some degree.
Yeah, like if somebody put a gun to my head and said, "Can you get rid of Siege Starscream, and just keep Earthrise?" Oh, yeah, I could do that. I mean, I wouldn't. I would rather ideally keep both, which I am. But
Yes.
But yeah, like I can't trade Earthrise Starscream as perfect as it is, and it is a perfect Starscream. I got to keep my Cloud Starscream.
Mm-hmm. So the other thing too, like the last thing is like pick a theme. So like my theme for the last 13 years, oh man, like 13 years, has been Chug. So I try to like be fairly consistent about like, again, just keeping this like Chug display kind of like up to date, but otherwise I have to be really picky and choosy, or it'd be bad news. Like it'd just be out of control. Hey, I do have a question for the
Yes.
group. Have you guys ever like something I've never done, but I know is definitely a thing, is people collect 2 of something so they can display it in both modes. I have never done that. So have you guys done that with anything
Diecast
in
does
particular?
that now.
Well,
Yeah.
excluding Diecast.
I mean,
I guess I don't see your display though behind you. Am I just not looking in the right direction? But I don't see like vehicle mode next to the robot mode.
I don't know if I have anything in the display behind me that specifically does that, but like I'm definitely buying 2 Unicrons. I have a bunch of primes, so I'm sure some of them are in truck and some of them in robot. My problem is I just don't take time to organize my stuff to really have a nice display.
Like I have a
So
lot
it
of
seems
versions.
it seems like for you the question John's asking, you apply it more in theory than actual practice at this point.
Yeah. It's like having all the wood and supplies to build a house, but you just throw it in a pile.
Yeah.
That's kind of my collection.
Yeah. With
Good analogy.
Yeah.
certain toys, I have specifically bought 2 versions to have them in both. Most recent again, of course, is Earthrise Starscream. I have 2 of them, for 1 for each mode. And honestly, I thought about buying a 3rd to repaint, but yeah. But for the most part, it just happens organically. Especially with G1, I'll buy a lot of toys, or people will give me stuff, which hasn't happened recently enough for my liking.
Now, I used to buy 2 of everything, and I'm pretty sure Dawn has done this at some point too. But I used to buy 1 to take out and 1 to keep in packaging.
Yeah, I did that, Matt, but I was doing it not just for the in-box motif, but because when Generations started and Universe started, I really loved the packaging. I thought the packaging was some really next-level packaging, and I was keeping it like I do on my GoBots. I really enjoyed the packaging, the look, the artwork, the presentation of the figures for the most part. So, so it wasn't just the mint and box feeling; it was also from an artwork standpoint as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of early generation stuff that's still in package, just sitting around, sitting in my storage building in my yard right now.
Yeah, I'm finding that with the Generation stuff, especially the early like classics and Universe things, I think that I won't have something. Then I wind up buying one on eBay for like $3 because there's like no value on most of those things. So I found a blaster from Universe or Generations, whichever, on eBay for like $3 a couple days ago, and I'm like, I don't remember if I have it or not, but it's $3 and it's like $6 shipped. I might as well just buy it. And if I have it, oh well, I spent $6 on a toy. And if I don't have it, hey, now I have a hole in my collection that's filled. I'm pretty sure I didn't have it. So there's so few of those toys left that I'm just taking a gamble. One thing I've started doing is looking at eBay and just sorting by ending soonest. And not to snipe, because I hate sniping, But I'll look and see if there's something ending within the next hour or so, and if it's going cheap. And that's what I did. So I have a blaster on the way that I paid like $6 for shipped. Yes.
I've been working on, right now, the easiest thing for me to let go is probably most of my Action Masters once I find the weapons and stuff, and this duplicate generation stuff. I'm keeping my loose ramjet has aged yellowed. I don't know what's happened. He was in a shelf. It wasn't like in direct sunlight. It's just something about that. I don't know what happened. But
G1 or Chug?
Chug.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So I
interesting. I
don't
can
know.
see part of my ramjet. It doesn't seem to be yellowed at all.
Yeah. Well, heck, I have got Alternative Ultra Magnus was sitting in a box in a closet, in a dark closet, and he aged yellowed. And
Wow.
there was no light, there was no nothing, and Alternative Convoy, the Magnus
neutrinos.
version, So there's that. But it's like I'm keeping Warpath. I'm keeping Chug Warpath because it's such a good looking figure. So there's some figures I'm keeping, both because either my loose figure is no longer in good shape and I want that to replace it eventually, but some of the box stuff I'm finding it easier to let go as long as I've got a loose one, or it's easier for me to sell the loose one if it's a character I really don't care that much about. But again, from the artwork standpoint, I like the card, I like the art, I like the way the character is displayed in the card. So that makes it a little bit easier that way. But I don't. It's very rare for me to buy something a duplicate, except like I said for the GoBots, because I've forgotten how much I love that artwork, and I've been going back and picking those up. But yeah, buying duplicates now is just not something I really want to do anymore, unless it's something really, really impressive.
Blade Raider
Yeah.
had a great point. So that's how Shining Magnus came to be. He was in your closet.
It's in my closet.
Yep. So
It's an Ultra Magnus that Massey doodled on.
So if, real quick, going back to the point about really offloading your collection, I think John nailed it. There's a lot of this stuff that has no value whatsoever. Realistically, like Diecast, I know putting things in lots and selling a big box for like $20 and whatever the actual shipping cost is about the best you're going to do.
Yeah, I was hoping for another convention locally, either TFcon or I was looking at maybe some of the ones around where Blade Raider, because he has some pretty good conventions around where he lives. And he's not that far away, but I've sold most all the stuff that JD has that is in and of itself a valuable piece or a rare piece or a popular piece. I mean, he's got.
What do you have left?
It's
Did you ever
still
sell the
several
BotCon
boxes.
set?
Yeah, I finally sold the box. I sold the BotCon set at the last BotCon.
So Don, just snap a photo of what's in the boxes if they're handy and shoot it.
They're not.
Okay.
They're not, Brian. They're part of it is in the storage building when I had that issue back in December. So, we talked about this on TFYLP, and it's come up.
I don't want to go too far into that. I don't want to go too far.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to
I'm
get depressing with this. I don't want to get depressing.
I know.
I'm
trying to keep.
Yeah.
That's a depressing
uplifting.
damn topic. That's a depressing damn topic. And
it is.
so I was asked to be on, I think, Transmissions. They were going to do the same topic. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to put myself through that conversation again. So I'm not doing it here either.
I know. What I'm saying is there's a lot of podcasts.
Getting rid of stuff, eBay lots. I've been giving stuff away on Twitter.
I've never really been able to purge. Like, I've got stuff in the basement. I've got stuff in a storage building out in the yard. I've all sorts of stuff in here. I'm not a people person, so making deals is not my strong point. But as John brought up, a good way is getting rid of packaging. Like, you would be amazed how much space that would clear up. When I moved from the old house into this one, all the old all the old packaging went, all the
It's so
you know,
easy. It's so easy to do.
classics universe, all that stuff. It's like ripping a Band-Aid off. You know, you just do it all at once. But oh my God, such
I did it years ago.
a weight has been lifted off your chest, and there are very few things like stuff with high-end packaging. Yeah, I'll keep a box around for that. But you know, this Leader Optimus Prime, like they might as well not be putting any secret codes or anything on that Hasbro. You're just wasting your time because it just goes in the trash.
Donating good to Goodwill, I've done that a lot as well. If there's a thrift shop in your area that supports a cause that you believe in, it's also a great place to get rid of things. So yeah, I mean, like I'm not saying that people shouldn't sell their stuff because, of course, you know, but there's just a lot of stuff that's worthless. Even a lot of G1 stuff at this point is really worthless.
Well, it's like I've got a Generations Wheeljack that I like. I have a carded one that I'm going to keep, and now that I've got Earthrise Wheeljack, I'm debating whether to keep
the Thrilling 30
Wheeljack or not. Yeah, the Thrilling 31, the one that the Trax Wheeljack usage. And I like it, but I've had it on Twitter for $10 and no one bit on a complete Generations Wheeljack. Yeah. It is. It's just, again, it's not the new hotness. That whole 90s run is worthless.
So a couple weeks ago, on a baseball card group that I'm in, somebody had posted like some cards from that era, and they wanted to know what they should do with them. And I'm like, wrap them up in masking tape, and they are great for leveling furniture. That is really, they are literally worthless. They have no value whatsoever, none.
Well, just as an example, I set up, Brian, you know what Super Flea is up at the Greensboro Coliseum. I'm sure you've been to Super Flea a couple of times up there. I had Michael Jordan starting lineups. I had one Bo Jackson starting lineups. I had boxes and boxes and boxes of these 90s Fleer, Donruss, basketball, football, baseball cards. We're talking like plastic totes worth, 4, 5, 6 plastic totes, a banana box full of starting lineups, if you remember those. $200.
That was way more than I would have thought you were going to say.
Yeah, 5, 6,
That's actually,
7 totes.
You took that, right?
Yeah.
You were smart too.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, again, and we're not trying to get too dark. It's just there's so much stuff that people want either the new stuff like Earthrise Wheeljack or they want a G1 Wheeljack. It's the stuff in the middle. It's like Combiner Wars Wheeljack. Yep. Do you really think there's going to be a huge market for that? Because it's been outshadowed either by the G1 or by the Earthrise. So it's... And this sort of it's a sort of teaser. This is kind of what I'm thinking about tomorrow's leaving money on the table.
Cool.
So
awesome.
So that's it's a expansion of this, as a matter of fact.
Very good. Okay, so I think now that we're talking about baseball cards for like the last 5 minutes, Matt, were you going to say something?
Sure.
Yeah, because this was supposed to be about, you know, focusing your collection and organizing stuff. So,
sorry.
What helps me with the organizing is focusing like on what I want. Like I don't buy every Transformer that comes out anymore because, you know, we all have out of control collections at this point.
Yep.
But I've also gotten into other stuff. You know, I like Power Rangers, I like Marvel Legends and stuff like that. So what I have to do is not buy everything that is shiny on the shelf at once. Like I pick and choose what I want. Like the Power Rangers, I like Lightning Collection stuff. That's still a fairly new line. There's not a lot of it, but like I'm not going to go out and buy the non-collectors stuff. The 6-inch figures that are on the shelf. I don't buy the Zords. Maybe like a high-end collectible, like the SOC Daijujin back there. But like, I'm not going to buy every Megazord that they put out on the shelf. As far as Marvel Legends go, I keep that under control by like I focused on the Jim Lee X-Men. You know, the 90s X teams. There's a beginning point and ending point right there. Like I've got all the X-Men already. I just need a decent storm. X Factor's almost done. They apparently forgot that Excalibur existed, so that's not a problem I have to worry about. The Transformers is still the one that gives me a lot of problems, but Marvel Legends also Thunderbolts and Masters of Evil. Those come out so infrequently that I should never run out of space for that. So it's just a matter of really focusing on what you want. You don't have to buy every piece from every line that comes out.
Yeah, and I have to tell myself that. And, honestly, when it boils down to it, a lot of these things I just don't get. Because they just, from the get-go, don't fit into what I want. A good example is the Transformers Go stuff. And now that I have a few of those pieces, I'm really glad I didn't buy more of them because they're not good. So
I would like to get the Transformers Go versions of the Predacons, though, which had all different decos and different unique head sculpts.
Yeah. Or another example of that was Robot Masters years ago, or Cloud. I didn't get all of Cloud.
You get the important things, though. You have Starscream and Cloud Rodimus, so you can pretty much call that one and done.
Yes, we all have Cloud Rodimus, and he is
except for Triplet.
Absolutely
and
wonderful.
me.
And me. But I don't want it.
Yeah, Blade. So I think Blade basically says it best here, and I think we can wrap it. Is cherry picking is a great thing to learn as a toy collector.
That's pretty much when you stop being a collector and you're just enjoying buying toys.
Yeah,
you're a curator,
an enthusiast.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I like enthusiast better. It has less negative connotations.
Okay,
curator's not negative though.
No, it's not, and it says exactly what you should do: is curate your collection and have it.
Yeah.
have
your choosy mom.
Yeah, your choosy mom. Okay, hey, follow us on Twitter at TF Radio. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/TF Radio. We're on Instagram at TF Podcast. God, we're so many places. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, I think. Gosh, I have it written down here. Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher. Most importantly, we have our Roku channel and our Fire TV app. And we also have our Amazon Echo app. So you should install those. They're great. You can find this episode at tfradio.net/667 for the show notes. And, of course, patreon.com/tfradio. You want to. I'm posting a new episode of RFC Throwback this coming week. It's going to be awesome. It's mostly a conversation between John and myself about John's time being a licensee of Hasbro, specifically for Transformers, which we didn't talk about much or ever on the show because we probably shouldn't have, but it's a fascinating conversation. Next month, I think Chris and I are going to be talking about Power Core Combiners. It was going to be on this month's episode, but speaking with Aaron, he gave me some information that I need to probably incorporate, and that's going to take more time than we have. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah. So, I'm really looking forward to that conversation that Chris and I are going to have. So, we're going to have a pretty big blowout on Power Core Combiners next month on our RFC Throwback, the Patreon version, which means it'll be available to everybody else in July, I think. But it comes out monthly, and patrons get it 3 months in advance. But it's evergreen content. So, yeah. Lots of stuff. And It's a Done Deal is going to record tomorrow at our Patreon and at our Discord, patreon.com/TFradio, and at tfradio.net/Discord. I'm personally on Twitter at bkilby, on Instagram at Brian Kilby. And you can find my other podcasts at briankilby.com, including my live concert from Monday. It was great. I ended it with Freebird. Yes, it was excellent. Actually, I can tell you my set list. I didn't throw it away. Yeah, I threw it away.
Of course not.
Yeah, so my set list that I did in order. God, this is hard. I did. Well, not in order. So I did Under Pressure by Queen, My Immortal by Evanescence, The Gambler by Kenny Rogers, Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks, Take On Me by Aha. I also did Stairway to Heaven, The End Thank You by Dido. And I ended it with Freebird. It's a lot of fun. Way more people watched it than I expected, so. But you can find the archive at briankilby.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/happydayandwilkes. Rob Springer's not here, but he is at RoboRobSpringer on the Twitters and at zonebase.org. Leave us a voicemail for Don's podcast tomorrow. 931-99-GO-BOT.
Yep,
text. Yes.
No, go ahead, sorry.
Or send us a text with a question at 931-99-GO-BOT. That's 931-994-6268. Don, yes.
No, I was going to jump in and say, yeah, definitely. Send us your questions, your comments, your thoughts. You want to hear my thoughts on. It's still a work in progress. We're still getting the kinks worked out. We're aligning the paradigm and everything else. So.
And Don, tell people
and for more insightful, witty Donisms like that, listen to It's a Don Deal exclusively on Patreon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll never be as great as Simon Furman with his Furmanisms, but I want at least to have maybe something left to posterity. It's like, oh yeah, that Don guy said that one time. That was pretty interesting.
Don, I think we already know what you've left behind for posterity, which is, could y'all make a Headmaster RC figure? She was really important in the rebirth, and
I would
like to see a toy get made of that RC.
I would like to be known for more than just that. I mean, I like to think I've been a little bit more of a part of the fandom than that.
I just got charged by Hasbro Pulse for my golfs now.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Don, how do people get
And
a hold of you?
how many will that make?
Don.
Oh, yes. Yes, what?
How do people
How
get
do
a
people
hold
get a
of you?
hold of you?
Oh,
Yes,
grab me
yes.
by the shoulders and shake me so I pay attention. I can be reached.
Good answer.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4EVR.
Cool. John.
So Don was looking for his moment of immortality. He just got it.
Yeah.
So you can find me anywhere at that John D.
Excellent. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews, and you can also follow me on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast.
Rob.
Okay, I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers for Toy Stuff and Rob Flails for Video Games. That is the official Twitter of my YouTube channel, Flailthroughs, which covers Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation 4, free-to-play Gundam game, which is getting a major update in 3 hours.
Oh, cool.
They are going to add a whole bunch of single-player content and probably the Zeta Gundam. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a big update. I will have all the details tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out for that. If you like what I do over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs, and you can support the channel. Couple of bucks. You can request specific mobile suit weapon combinations, color schemes, and such. And also, just if you like sending people stuff, tfradio.net/claylist. You can send me stuff, and Brian will get some of the money for that, which will probably also, hopefully.
Yes. Cover.
Yeah, probably, hopefully.
Hopefully, probably. Yes. Awesome. Chris.
Yes, Brian will get some of the money for that, which will get put directly back into podcast production, including the Toy Detectives content that Rob and I are now producing.
Yes.
As for me personally, I'm on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. My Amazon wish list for similar purposes is at tfradio.net/ChrisList. For my photography content, playwithphotography.com is the website where I have galleries and articles and guides and things of that nature. Basically, like all my structured content ends up there. And then for more random, unfocused things, I have social media, as most people do. So Instagram.com/playwithphotography or at playwithphotos on Twitter. And if you like the work I do, focused, unfocused, or otherwise, you can support that. Help me make more of it for as little as $2 per month at patreon.com/playwithphotos.
Excellent. Diecast is talking to his cat. I think. No, maybe not.
The dog. The
The
cat
dog.
just started coming out today, but
That's
though,
good. That's ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Speaking of cat, I don't know where mine is.
Okay, well, that's an emergency. We need to go. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah.
He's been quiet for too long. Too
That
quiet.
is worrying.
Yeah, he went through the whole show and didn't attack you. There's something wrong.
So, so I've been working from home now for over a year, but I'm going to try
Really?
to do. Yeah, it's been over a year now. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
yeah, I know. But since I had to set some stuff up upstairs, computer wise, I think I'm going to start recording some videos up there for the Happy Days stuff because I get way more response for video on that than I do the podcast. So I'm going to do some stupid stuff. Some really
Well,
stupid.
you wouldn't be you if you didn't.
I know.
I'll see you guys.
Right.
I gotta roll.
Okay.
Right.
Bye,
Okay.
Diecast.
Rest
Take care,
well,
Diecast.
Diecast.
Thank you.
Well, Brian, next time you do a Queen song, I want to hear "Princes of the Universe," please.
Well,
As long as it's not Bohemian Rhapsody, please.
No, do Flash Gordon.
well, the whole thing is to get a humorous response, and
I know.
that song is so Under Pressure is challenging because of the range, because it's two parts. It's the David Bowie and Freddie Mercury, and like being an idiot. Happy Day Brian had to sing both parts and failed miserably doing both. So, like, Prince of the Universe wouldn't be funny, so it really wouldn't
Okay.
fit.
But it seems like it'd be on brand for you.
Like, it would be on brand for like real Brian because Brian loves that song in that show or movie. Bohemian Rhapsody is a little
Just the
closer.
one movie.
Yeah. There's 1.5 Highlander movies, but like Bohemian Rhapsody is closer.
What's the half?
Um,
Like
hot
scattered
stand.
parts of the next three.
Well,
so
the
I actually
TV series.
really like Endgame. Isn't it Endgame? That's the fourth.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Yeah, that's the fourth one. That's the first one with Duncan and Connor, or the first one with Duncan.
It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
there are things I
it's
love
not
about
the train
it.
wreck that two
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, oh yeah, but there's things I really love about it, especially the theatrical cut. That's just, it's horrible, but it's hilarious. Yeah, but
I did really like the first one. The
first one's a genuinely good movie. No,
Yes,
it's a good movie. I'm not going to say
it's a
I'm
good
not
movie.
going to say it's a fantastic movie, but it's a solid.
I have it
2.5-star
on.
movie.
I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, I have two
right there.
copies of it on Blu-ray. I have like two different versions.
And it's weird. I started getting into the TV show there for a while, and then I just sort of stopped watching.
Fourth season.
I don't really know.
The
I
fourth
don't
season.
really.
will do
I just
that.
remember. Yeah, I just remember really watching it when it started, and then just kind of petering out.
Happy Day Brian needs to sing more Metallica. So I did actually think about doing the Four Horsemen. That's from Kill 'Em All, right? So I thought about doing that one, but I don't know. That's the only one that I thought really Happy Day Brian could squeeze out. Brian singing Party Man. I don't know. Like if Happy Day Brian, that wouldn't be the first Prince song that he did. It would probably be Raspberry Beret.
Oh,
Or
please.
maybe
no.
7.
No, they play Raspberry Beret at work. I hear it at least like twice a day.
Oh well, there's
She wore
more
a
incentive to do that. Then.
Raspberry Beret. The kind you find at a secondhand. I like secondhand stores. It's a Raspberry Beret.
You know, I would like
The
to hear
kind
Happy
you
Days
find
Brian sing
you
Final
wouldn't wear
Countdown.
What? What?
Final
one?
Countdown.
Countdown? What? The Transformer
Final
countdown?
count. The final
mi-
countdown.
The Micromaster base? What?
So Hasbro Pulse update. I have now been charged for 2 golfs and a turtler.
Nice. God, I'm afraid to look.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, Matt, to answer your question from before, I believe that will be 3 golfs, but I'm not keeping all those golfs.
You know, I'm kind of want them, but I'm also kind of glad I'm skipping them. You know, it's like, you know, I'm good not having them.
What I
No,
might
you're not.
end up, so at the end of all this, if all proceeds as it's currently set up, I will have a complete second King Poseidon. So I might just sit on all those extras and sell the whole King Poseidon set after the last Pulse round comes in, rather than hoping to, dole them all out separately, basically, as they come through. I think I might have better results with that overall.
But Chris, did you
Yes.
see the SH Figure Arts Toei Spider-Man?
Yes, I'm aware of that. That's interesting. I'm not going to buy one, but that's interesting.
Oh, I think I need that.
Now,
Well,
I
prepare to pay up, because
Yes.
Figure Arts are not cheap anymore.
Have a golf
No.
floor.
Yeah, I saw the role play
Blade
Leopardon
Raider.
controller.
He
Wow.
said in the Discord that we can have a Gulf War.
Yeah.
Proud of
Uh,
you, man. That was good. I am very proud of you, my friend. I am very.
I'm
proud.
sorry. So who is talking that I interrupted to bring us that very important breaking update from the Discord?
Dawn was saying something I didn't.
Oh,
catch.
I don't care. No, go ahead.
No, I did see the role play Leopardon controller, which I
Leopardon?
think is. Was it Leopard? Okay, Leopardon.
Yeah,
I never saw that.
I think that comes with Soul Chigoken re-release of Leopardon.
Okay. I thought that's just kind of a neat thing to add as a reissue. You've got the controller and everything. I thought that was a neat add-on. I'm still just waiting.
I would like to have that SOC, but those are a lot more expensive than even the Figure Arts are. So
Yeah, SLC has always been that way.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's- luckily
I've got-
there's a Super Mini Plot coming out this summer too, so I may just go that route.
I'm going to open this.
Yeah, I've got.
I am disappointed it doesn't seem like Bluefin's put up any orders for the Go-Go 5 Super Mini Pla.
Leopardon. Actually, again, Don's Tiger King.
Does Bluefin do those model kits?
Well, I thought Bluefin was one distributing the, previous ones.
I don't know. I mean, I've caught one or two from Big Bad Toy Store whenever I can't find them anywhere else. But my 99 machines are coming from HLJ,
Yeah.
which even if last time, happens again where the shipping is the same price as the figure itself, it will still be less than what Big Bad Toy Store is charging for it.
Well, yeah.
So the packaging on this, there's a wrap around the styrofoam, so I'm going to have to cut it.
Just,
Now-
if there is domestic distribution of those, there is every chance that it would end up being like, say, the Astro Megazord and Delta Megazord, which the two of them now you can get on Amazon for like $65 together.
Yeah.
And Dusty, thank you. I didn't thank you. Thank you. This is amazing.
Now the Super Train is a premium Bandai, so that's harder to come by. So I
Yeah,
have to
I'm
go to Big Bad Toy Store for that, and that is stupidly expensive.
How much? I haven't looked. How much does Big Bad want for that?
Just north of $200.
Crikey.
For what?
Okay, that's
I might as well just get the old deluxe toy for that much.
well. Actually,
you
that's
may be able to find it a better price on eBay if you check not too long after it comes
Of
out.
course I'm going to keep it.
That's how I got my live boxer, because go look at the prices on that now.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I can actually do you one better. A couple of years ago, right when this all was starting, they did a Super Mini Pla King Jader from Gal Gaigar.
Oh yeah.
It's about the last time I saw one was $3.99.
I think they're more expensive than that now.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Framliner just has more working against it because, they're keeping the correct scale between that and Victory Robo.
So I don't.
The 99 machines will fit in the Super Train.
Yeah, it all works how it's supposed to.
I don't know what
Yeah.
to think about this RC because she is bound.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is wrapped in this wrapping material.
It's just unfortunate there probably will not be a Max Solarzord Liner Boy.
No, we've seen a prototype for it.
Oh, have we? Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, I was actually expecting that one because that's like Dragon Caesar with Daijujin. They
Yeah.
combine.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll see the other set of mechs though.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the Omega Megazord?
Mars.
Yeah, I can't remember what the Japanese name for it is, but yeah, like the Omega Megazord. I don't think we'll see that because like we didn't get Mega Voyager when we got the rest of the
I'm pretty sure the Japanese name was Victory
Mega Ranger
Mars.
stuff. Yes.
I couldn't remember when this came out. It was 2004. So it was around the same
I don't
time.
know. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I can't remember why. I don't know why it was Victory Mars because, like, as far as I know, they never went to Mars,
No.
and it seems odd for a rescue organization to name a robot after the god of war if that was the motivation there.
It just sounded awesome. I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
The face sculpt is off, which again, being 2004, it doesn't surprise me, but let me see if I can get her in focus.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very Metropolis kind of look.
Oh, yes,
No.
it is. You're right.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, it's pretty good, honestly.
Other than the
face sculpt
cheesecake
is
pose,
weird.
but
Yeah, and
the faces.
Oh, and the butt. Yeah, there's butt.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Well, Matt, it's pretty good you didn't go down the Soul Jigoken route because
You'd be gross.
Yeah, I've got more than I should, but again, there was a lot of that was Dononomics. But
I have Daijujin and Dragon Caesar. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't need King Brachion because they just reused the Legacy mold
yeah,
and made it less show accurate.
yeah, I've got Gal Gaigar, Goldie Marg, God Mars, Vehicle Voltron, Ideon.
I'd like to have God Mars, but
Danjoa. I'm mispronouncing that.
Soul Jigoken stuff you got.
Yeah, and I'm
Lycan
counting
is the
this
one
one.
I want.
Yeah, because it is. I am counting the Space Battleship Yamato in that because it is a Soul Jigoken release. So I've got 7, but again, they weren't all at full retail. Voltron was because you know what I went through to get that vehicle Voltron.
well, I didn't get either Voltron, so
Yeah.
because those things are just too expensive. I would love to have Leopard on though.
Well, is he on Amazon Japan or is it? No, that's right. You said he was a Bandai.
Yeah,
exclusive.
that came out. Well, no, we were Bandai
Ooh.
premium stuff. We were talking about Super
Okay.
Mini Claw, but the Soul Jigoken one is a reissue of the one that came out in 2005 or 2006.
Right.
So
But
the
it-
light hand, the gold version, is $90 on Entertainment Earth.
Huh.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Although I
That's
think it's
the-
actually pretty small.
Yeah,
You should buy it though.
I kind of want it.
Then you should
I
buy it.
never,
Yeah.
Gold Light
Does it-
Pen is so weird to me, just being a thing.
That makes it better. So Brian should buy
That's
it.
the only reason I want it, because
Right,
it's so
fair
weird.
enough.
It's a very Japanese.
Well,
If you buy it right now, you should have to talk about next week on the show.
You got a point.
Maybe.
So,
yeah.
well,
Yeah, the guy on YouTube that Euhedix that does that really great stop motion.
Yo, hey,
Oh.
DX.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm mispronouncing it, but I think he has a gold lightning as one of his little motto characters. I think,
Yeah.
but he does such good stop motion stuff.
I find a lot of it comes off kind of overexposed, but I mean, I think that's just kind of one of the pitfalls.
Yeah. I've also got that Pose Plus, which is a Soul Jigoken type of Baxinger. I haven't had a chance to dive into him yet, but yeah, God Mars. If you ever see one relatively inexpensive, Matt, it's a great looking figure, and it's as close as we're going to get to a Mighty Orbots. I kept hoping they would eventually re-release that in Mighty Orbots colors, at least to get close, but
I would love to see a Solar Chikoka Dyreno. That would just be like,
Who?
God.
Dyreno is
Thunder
who?
Megazord.
Thank
From
you.
Die Ranger, yeah.
I would like to see a Shogun
Magnificent.
Megazord. Shogun Megazord is one of my Shogun Megazord and Super Zeo Megazord are two of my favorites.
The Shogun Megazord took a long time to grow on me. I was not crazy about it in the 90s, but I love it now.
Yeah, I still haven't done that model kit yet. It's still those fibers are still sitting in the box.
I still haven't found my Astro Megazord and Delta Megazord kits, so
I
They're
sent them
also
to you.
wonderful.
yeah, no, I mean I know that I have them here
Oh.
somewhere. I just at some point stuff got moved around because I was trying to clear space so I could work more effectively, which lasted for all of about 5 minutes before the problem came back. And in the process, those model kits went somewhere, and I don't remember where.
The only problem I had with the Delta Megazord was I tore a couple of the stickers.
I
That
wonder. I wonder if Toy Hacks could get into doing labels for those if they're looking to branch out some more.
I thought they had done a couple sets of old MMPR toy repro label sets.
They have. I have some of them somewhere.
Okay.
Just, I think, a lot of the stuff that is not like the super vintage stuff like that is probably a little too niche for them.
Yeah. I saw some of their stuff that they did for Siege, like the Astro Train and the Optimus stickers, and I've always loved their stuff, but it's like I've never been one to even when you got label sheets, I just put the insignia on and that was about it. I never really added all the stickers and stuff. I've got tons of G1 label sheets in my boxes, missing one Decepticon sticker or one Autobot sticker, and the rest of the labels are still there.
Nestchalk saying, "I need you detectives to uncover what these things are that they're talking about." Did you have that problem when we were talking about Babylon 5 earlier?
I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier about narrowing your focus, because there is so much great stuff across so many lines.
And so much that I can't afford.
Yeah, it's like, and you can't, and even if you just say like, if it's less than $50 nowadays.
Oh no, that's still an extravagance for me, Don.
Yeah, I'm saying look at Star Wars Black. I don't care anything about Star Wars. Could care less. But you've got some of the sculpts on a $20 mass-produced figure that look better. Oh, there he is. He's in his box. Okay, that looks better than the figure arts.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw the comparison picture of the Count Dooku's a few days ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. To be fair, sort of, figure arts has not had a great track record overall with reproducing, accurate human faces. That's just not something that their sculptors or designers are skilled at yet.
Well, it seems like with them having done it for so long, it feels like they've been doing it for God knows.
Their Freddie Mercury's not bad.
It's good.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job with that one.
Yeah, but it seems like they would be on the forefront of this stuff, considering a lot of their stuff is masked and helmeted figures. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
But I mean, still though, with all the technology they have and all the experience at making figures. I mean, they were doing real scan figures on wrestling stuff back in the 90s, and those
didn't look great either.
Hey, Don, did you see this?
Oh, good. That means someone will steal me and hide me in the closet somewhere.
Leopardon.
Yeah, you'll never see me again.
Hey, so I'm about to pass out. So people watching live, we'll see you, actually, hopefully tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern,
yes.
for It's a Don Deal.
It's a Don Deal?
Yes.
Good night, everybody.